Hello, everybody. It is Matt, and it is Terrifying Tuesday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. All that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when I am here. I know I am here an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review, so please keep that in mind. And one last little tidbit of information. Check out the description box. Today I give you in the description box, I gave you your brief synopsis, which one of the co-directors, MC Nowell, actually wrote the synopsis today for. I gave you your starring cast, your directors, your runtime of the cut I am watching, along with a link for a trailer, a link for where you can purchase this bad boy, because the website is back up and running. And also, if you decide, you can help support Matt's Movie Mania and toss me a couple of bucks my way, and I would greatly appreciate that. Now, with all that said in mind and all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. Today's is a good one. It is a fun one. It is a very interesting one. It is done all in one single locale, pretty much. I find movies that do that very interesting. This one definitely did a very good job at keeping my attention. Definitely one that I highly recommend. But I highly recommend everything from these guys because they're that good. It is none other than the 2021 instant classic known as Please Do Not Disturb. Wow. What a movie. What a interesting title. What a interesting cast. We have Dustin Hubbard playing a very good role in here. He plays a supporting role. Both him and Brooks Bailey are the stars of it. They both essentially are acting off of each other throughout this entire film, because they are basically the only two you really see. There is a cleaning lady at one point you see that has a couple of lines. There is some lines from none other than Mick Sawyer coming from the room next door. It's very limited when it comes to as far as cast and dialogue from extra people. So everything is all delivered mainly from Dustin and Brooks themselves. It is so good. Their chemistry is off the charts, just insanely good. This is the first time I've seen something where Dustin really had to really act his ass off, and I feel like he did a great job. Brooks did a fantastic job as well. Brooks is one of those guys that you, when you see his name on the cast, you're like, yes, he's going to turn in a good role. I'm a huge fan of Brooks. I think he is a phenomenal actor. I know him from this, and also the amazing Fist Swing 76. Dustin I know from this, and then of course the most recent, the last We Massacre Productions release that I reviewed was King James. He plays a small role in that. But Dustin is pretty new to my world of acting, as far as like stuff that I've reviewed that he's been in. I haven't done a whole lot that he's been in. I think he was also in Lefty Lucy, if memory serves me, or he had something to do with that, which is an amazing movie all on its own. Also from the fine folks at We Massacre Productions. But anyways, now what exactly is this about? Well, it opens up with our fine character Brooks wearing this amazing coat that only my mother-in-law would wear. It is a magical piece of fine fur that is of leopard print or cheetah print quality. So it definitely gave me a nice little chuckle. But it added an extra little something to the actual cast of the movie itself. It gave it almost like an extra packed an extra punch to it. So I really enjoyed that. And then also he walks in and he wakes up Dustin Hubbard, who is sleeping in his room. Which right away, I feel like Brooks was a little too nice. Like, hey, why are you sleeping in my room? I would have been like, hey, mother effer, why are you sleeping in my crib? I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. I'm gonna take your money. No, I'm kidding. No. I'm gonna call the cops. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be worried that you've stolen all of my stuff, for one, and for two, I don't know who you are. But he is very calm in asking who Dustin Hubbard is, which Dustin at first does not give off an intimidating vibe at all. He's one of those characters you're like, oh, maybe he's just lost or something. You quickly find out that he's got other intentions. Brooks is trying to get him to leave. He does not want to leave. He's doing everything he can to stall the situation, washing his face, going to the bathroom, having this all the while having just this intense dialogue with Brooks Bailey and Dustin that is just absolutely just interesting stuff. They bounce him back and forth from who's your favorite author to what's the difference between faux pas and fox pass, things of that nature. It just really goes all over the board with as far as the dialogue that from them. But eventually, Brooks has enough and decides he's going to pull a pistol out of his bag. Dustin is, in the meanwhile, is making a pot of coffee while this is all going on. Decides he's going to thwart Brooks from shooting him in the face, essentially with the gun. He throws coffee in Brooks's face and kicks him in the balls, and then he pulls out a gun of his own, and his gun is much bigger than the gun that Brooks has, and essentially gets him to tape himself to the chair with his legs, and then he tapes his arms behind his back in the chair, and then he proceeds to dump hot scalding coffee down his throat. And he does this not once, but twice. He also is just constantly brewing pots of coffee to keep him awake because he is pumping him full of information so he can find out information about his own. You find out that Brooks is a drug dealer, and Brooks's character has sold drugs to Dustin's daughter who has passed away. It made it look like a suicide, and he is essentially on a path of destruction in one way, shape, or form. Trying to find out if Brooks's character really is the bastard that did this to his daughter. He has all the information he needs. It is just really intense, just from beginning to end. As far as anything else that goes on inside of the film, I want you guys to watch it. This is definitely one that I feel like that if you watch this, you'll get a laugh. You'll get some anger going on because it gets frustrating with the way that Brooks just kind of like is bantering back and forth. You get mad at Brooks like you son of a bitch. it's your fault that Dustin's daughter is dead, you know. Yeah, so you get that going on. You get all a whole range of emotions going on with, just like with every We Massacre Productions. You get a wide range of emotions, which I absolutely love that about their films. Just when you think that you're going one direction, you go another direction. It is absolutely fun. As far as the three things go that I love my movies to meet, audio is pretty good in this. It's not quite the best. The best that they've done so far is Fist Swings. That thing is just absolutely polished down to just an absolute diamond. The sound is very good. There's never moments where I don't understand what is being said. This one, the only thing that it suffers from is the music is louder than the dialogue. I hate when that happens. That's my only gripe about movies, a lot of movies. But it is not enough to make me dislike this movie at all. I actually love this movie. I think it is one of their best things they've done. I think that it deserves an A as far as audio goes. Now on to dialogue. Dialogue is the bread and butter for this. This has some great dialogue. It is written well. There are things that are said that are so witty and so brilliant that you forget that you're watching a movie, that you feel like you've been sucked into somebody's real life. That's how witty and brilliant this thing is written. It is absolutely over the top good as far as that. So I'm going to give it an A+. Now on to editing. Editing is very crisp and clean. Both Steve Balewicz and Christopher Leto, I believe, did. I think Chris did assistant editing on this. They did a fantastic job as usual. Steve knows what he's doing when it comes to editing. It definitely gets what it needs in there. It never drags or lingers on shots for too long. It really just knows exactly what it needs to do and how to keep the momentum going with it. So I'm going to give it an A+ on the editing. Yes. And now I'm going to do one last mention about the performances. Both Brooks and Dustin did fantastic jobs as the leads in this. I just can't stress that enough. Like both of them have fantastic chemistry together. Brooks is one of those guys that I feel like he could act with just about anybody and make them look good. That's how good Brooks is. And then Dustin's character does such a good job offsetting Brooks's character, because he's this almost fish out of water type character that you're like, how can somebody of this nature find themselves in this kind of situation? One of those. That's how good Dustin does in this. I feel like they both do such a great job. So I'm gonna give them both an A+ on their acting as an extra bonus. And then on my final 1 through 5 score, I'm gonna give this thing a 4 out of 5. It is a home run. It is not quite 5.5 out of 5 material, but it is damn good. This is one of those that I feel like all of you guys should run out, check out. Please do not disturb. It is just absolutely just an absolute thrill ride from beginning to end. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'll be back at you either tomorrow or the next day with another review, because today's review I was planning on doing yesterday. Scheduled conflicts just kind of got in the way, and so I was unable to do it yesterday. But anyways, I love your faces, and as always, Peace.